All right, so looking at this one, we're just going to do a few of the steps to make sure that if we did it on our own, we were okay. So let me make this a little bit more focused. Okay, so tell me, those of you who did it already, tell me where you started. I'd probably start with the given information, right? Okay, so it says measure of arc EN is 66. And measure of angle GPM is 89. So from G to P to M is 89. So that right there is 89. Okay, and they're telling you GN is a diameter, which means it cuts all the way across the circle. Okay, so what could we get from that information? The arc GE, is that what you said?
No, once you get G.
Okay, arc GM is 89, and the arc is 89 because this angle is 89. What type of angle is this? So it's a central angle, and angles that are created with the center are the same as their intercepted arc. So this angle goes with this arc. Since that's a central angle, that arc is exactly the same measurement. Okay. It touches the center of the circle. So when they name circles, when they called this circle P, that meant that P was the center. As soon as they called it circle P, they're telling you what the center is. Okay. What else could we get?
The other two angles from
GP. Oh, this angle right here. So what would this angle right here be? 91. Okay, so a straight line is 180 degrees, so that's 91. So if that angle is 91, then what's this arc over here? 91. Okay?
And the one across from that has to be half of an angle, doesn't it?
This one?
What? No, I mean not the cross, like the angle, because if it...
Okay, so what angle are you talking about?
I'm confused right now, but the one that opens up to reach it, so would that be angle, like, E?
Angle E is this whole thing.
Okay, well, like...
How do we name angles? So like this angle was called GPM.
So the angle...
GEN? You're saying GEN is half of 90?
I was thinking more, MEN?
Okay, so angle MEN, this angle right here, is half of 91. I would agree with that. Okay, so that's 91. We divide 91 by 2. What do we get?
It's 45.5.
Okay.
I'm stupid.
This other angle over here is half of what? 89, which is 44.5. Okay. What else? Arc GE. Okay, so we have half of the circle right here. So if we do 180 minus 66, okay, so this is 114. What else can we get? Okay, and what angle is that going to give you? So arc GE is 114, but what angle is it going to give you when you divide it by 2? This one over here? The whole angle? It would be not GEN.
GPE?
GPE is not an angle.
I know.
GNE, good. Okay, so from G to N to E would just be this part right here. Okay, and that is 57. That's half of 114. That's 57. Okay. GMP. So this whole thing, or GME. Yep, GN is this whole thing is 57. MGE. What if we did one little part at a time? So what if we just wanted this one? What would that one be? 33. Okay. What would this one be? 45.5. Okay. So if you were stuck yesterday, we got a really good start, right? That is a lot of them. Okay.
Now that we have the 45.5, can't we find the, like, one that, you know, the one that completes the 57 that you have down there? The quarter, the one, angle M.
The little,
Yeah.
oh, this one right here?
Go ahead and find that one in that
Yeah.
triangle.
Yeah, you totally can. Yeah, you've got, like, at this point, you can find this angle because you've got a triangle. You can find this angle because you've got a triangle. You got a straight line. You got a straight line. You can find all the other things from what we got. Okay, we're going to go back to our notes. So in our notes, we are right here. We're going to finish these up. All right. It says if a line, Henry, you might have to turn your desk so you can look forward. If you don't want to turn your desk, you could just hop over and sit next to Nick while we do notes. All right. It says a line is tangent to a circle. Somebody remind me what a tangent line is. It's outside the circle. It touches one point, not two, just one. Okay. So let's go ahead and draw a tangent line. What is the point of tangency? What is the point of tangency? Well, yeah, so it's the point where that tangent line touches the circle. It's that one point where the tangent line touches the circle. So go ahead and draw that. The point of tangency, go ahead and draw the center of the circle like this. If I connect the center of the circle to the point of tangency, I draw a line connecting those. This line I just drew right here is a radius. It goes from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle. You guys see that? Okay, so I'm going to label that in my picture. This is a radius. Whenever I draw a radius and connect it to a tangent line at the point of tangency, it creates a 90-degree angle. So this is a 90-degree angle right there. Okay, so if a line is tangent to a circle, then the line is perpendicular to the radius drawn to the point of tangency. So if a line is tangent to a circle, then the line is perpendicular to the radius drawn to the point of tangency. All right, it is very common in these problems for them to say this phrase that lines that appear to be tangent are a tangent. They're not just going to tell you every time, oh, here's a tangent line right here. They're just going to say if it looks like it's on the outside edge of the circle and it touches it once, that's true, that it really does, okay? So if we look at this, we can trace this out. We can see that this is the tangent line right here. And this is a radius drawn to the tangent line, which means this right here is 90 degrees. So they want us to find the length of OR. How are we going to do that?
Oh, yeah, we can do the one where it's like, we could do like 5 squared, but that line squared equals
The Pythagorean Theorem, because as soon as I know that that's a right angle, this is a right triangle, and that's when we use the Pythagorean Theorem. Okay, so I have 5 squared plus 12 squared equals OR squared. 5 squared plus 12 squared. I got some calculators missing, but I don't have cell phones in their spots. Oops. I'm going to need some cell phones. Other people might need to draw a calculator for today. So they want to use something else.
I have one 15.
So OR is 13. So this whole length right here is 13. All right, let's look at the next one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw this. There's our tangent lines. So the tangent line, here's the point of tangency, here's a radius, so that means this is 90 degrees. We've got a tangent line, we've got a radius, that means this is 90 degrees. And we have a quadrilateral, we have a 4-sided shape. And how many degrees are in a 4-sided shape? 360. So I'm going to say 90 plus 117 plus 90 plus x equals 360. Okay, so x is 63 degrees. All right, here's our tangent line, here's our point of tangency, there's the center C, and there's our radius, so that means this is 90 degrees right here. So what do I do?
360 minus 38.
Wait, 360? 180, because it's a triangle. Okay, so 180 minus 38 minus 90. Wait, 38?
Wait. Oh, no, I did 30, my bad.
52. Okay. All right. Circle conjecture number 8. If an angle is formed by 2 secants, what's a secant? Or tangents. So it says secants or tangents. A tangent line goes through the one point on the circle. What does a secant line do? Goes through 2 points. So this right here is a secant line because it hits this point and this point. That's a secant line. Okay, so if you have 2 secants or 2 tangents and an angle is formed, here's the angle that's formed right here, intersecting outside a circle, then the measure of this angle right here is the measure of the big arc. So this is the big arc, minus the measure of the little arc. Okay, so the formula is, here's my x right here. Big arc, the measure of the big arc minus the measure of the little arc, divided by 2 equals the angle. Big arc minus little arc divided by 2. All right, let's go ahead and flip the page. Okay, so big arc minus little arc. So 90 minus 20 we said is 70. 70 divided by 2, 35. All right. Okay, here we've got big arc. The big arc is 240. How many degrees is the little arc? What is it? 120. So you can see the interesting part if you have 2 tangent lines instead of 2 secant lines is that your big arc and your little arc add up to the entire circle. But we're still going to do big arc minus little arc. So I'm going to do 240 minus 120 divided by 2. 60. All right, over here we've got big arc. So this one they gave us a combination. They had 1 secant line, 1 tangent line. So big arc minus little arc. We know the little arc is 65, but we don't know what the big arc is.
We just have 420 and 65 and then subtract that and 360.
Yeah. So 360 minus 120 minus 65 is, okay, so we're going to do big arc minus little arc divided by 2. Is 55. So that's 110. That gives us 55. Okay. The next one, the last new thing for this set of notes is if an angle is formed by 2 chords. What's a chord? Yeah, it doesn't go through the circle, it's just inside. Okay, we have 2 chords that cross each other, they intersect. Then the measure of the angle, so here's the angle we're talking about right here, angle x. That angle x and this angle x are actually the same. In Math 2, I believe we call these vertical angles. Does that sound familiar? Vertical angles are the same. Okay. So here we don't have a big arc and a little arc. We don't call them that at least. Here we just have arc 1 and arc 2. All right. And this formula is the measure of arc 1 plus the measure of arc 2 divided by 2. The measure of arc 1 plus the measure of arc 2 divided by 2. Okay, so for this one, we're going to have what? What do I write? 70. It doesn't matter. I could say arc 1, arc 2, or arc 2, arc 1. It doesn't matter. So 70, not minus, plus. 70 plus 116 divided by 2. $93. Okay. Arc 1. Arc 2, or we could say it was backwards, arc 2, arc 1. So what should I write for this one? This one's a little more complicated.
160 plus x divided by 2 is 110.
Okay, this one requires a little bit of work to solve because our x is in a different spot. So 160 plus x divided by 2 is 120. What should I do first? Multiply the 2. I could multiply the 2 to the other side. That would be a little easier. So 160 plus x equals 240. And then what could I do? Okay. So 240 minus 160, 80. So 160 plus 80 divided by 2 equals 120. All right, the next one gets a little bit trickier also. So we have 40 and x, and then they gave us the wrong angle. So the 139 is over here. We were supposed to have this one. So what's this little one in here? 41. How'd you know it's 41?
Because you subtract 39 minus 180.
Yeah, so this right here is a straight line, which means that these two angles have to add up to 180. Okay, so 180 minus 139 is 41. Now we can go ahead and say angle 1 and angle 2 divided by 2 is 41. Oh, so sorry. Angle 1 plus angle 2 divided by 2 is 41. Okay, and then what do I do? Multiply the 2 over.
And then you subtract that 40 and get x equals 40.
Yep. So 40 plus 42 divided by 2 is 41. Whew. So our notes are officially done. Thank goodness. Okay, let's go back to our assignment. Ta-da. All right. So for the rest of class, you have about 40 minutes. You are trying to finish the packet. Finish the packet. We do have a video for homework over the weekend, okay? So finish the packet. That's your classwork. If you don't finish the packet today in class, then what do you have to do? Hey guys, if you don't finish the packet in class today, then what does that mean? Extra homework. And the video this weekend is a long video. Like 20 minutes long. Like normal? Like I always do? Did Bambi just die?
No, we talking about. It's already.
Miss Rice, are you going to send us the video like you do every day? When you ask questions that the website could answer, yes.
Miss Rice, we have
No, like the other day we had that like the first part of the notes and you didn't send it to us. It was from the website.
I'm pretty sure I sent it.
No,
Yeah, you did.
I didn't get it. What day was it? What day was it? When? I can pull it up later.
I mean, I forget sometimes, but I'm pretty good about sending it out.
But we talked about it. Wednesday, take notes. Oh, right there.
Oh, shoot, son.
Oh, it's right there. Okay.